Hello, loveliest people of the world. Today, I would like to tell whatever I know about making perfect ground beef. Ground beef looks simple. Depending on how you cook it, it can taste as good as the perfect and the best meat, and it can taste like almost nothing. How you cook and the tips makes so much difference. So today's video is about to make the perfect ground meat, and then I will give you some great recipes that we have done over the years on this channel. It will give you an idea of the things that you can make. We didn't forget our vegetarian friends in the video. Please listen to the tips. We're gonna have a vegetarian ground mushroom recipe too. Actually, to be exact, if we were on our Turkish channel, I would say I would like to teach you how to make the ground beef so tasty that it will taste like shawarma or döner kebab. So this is our steak. First, we have to start with the meat. Now, for the meat, here's our beef. We can get the ground beef from everywhere, but the best place is around the ribs. Why? It has fat content, it's closer to the bone, and it doesn't move. Three things are really important, and also for the meat to come from a male, because males are more tasty. Same thing for the lamb, because lamb has more fat and doesn't move as much as the beef. You can get it everywhere, but again, the best, the most tasty one is the meat around the ribs, because it can't be like a steak. It's very affordable and very tasty. Another thing that is really important, second, is for the meat to have a fat content. At least you have to have 20% of fat to make a really nice ground beef recipe. You don't need extra butter or olive oil, but you need fat from the meat. Third, you can have single grind. For example, when you make burgers, single grind. If you double grind, you're gonna have smaller pieces of ground meat. Then that is ideal to make the ground beef. And third, if you're doing this for a baby, you do the grinding for the third time, so you again break the cells a little more. You have the picture in here. Also, another thing, if you don't have a grinder and you have a piece of meat that you can make, you can do it with a knife. Like this. The ground beef that you make with the knife, usually we call it zırh. The kebabs that you eat usually comes from that kind of meat. Secondly, on cooking, we need a big pan. If it's a, let's say, 28 centimeters pan, the maximum amount of meat that you can put is a kilo. If I'm at home, half a kilo would be even better. If you crowd the pan too much, instead of browning, you're gonna have the meat get all its juices out, and then it's gonna boil. We're gonna have first a gray meat. At the end, it's gonna again eventually brown, but we're gonna have a drier, chewier meat than that. So the pan shouldn't be too small. The heat should be as high as possible. Third one, we need onion, guys. And we don't need just like for a kilo, 1 onion, 2 onions. We need as much as the meat we have.
You can never have enough onions.
Yeah. For example, if we are doing ground meat for a dish, if for a kilo of meat, we need a kilo of onions. If we're gonna do, let's say, a börek, we need a kilo of meat and 2 kilos of onions. Twice. What does the onion do in the ground meat? The onion has this acidity. It gets to the cells of the ground meat and opens them up. Actually, it rottens the meat a bit, but you know, you have to rest the meat, rotten the meat to make it more tender and softer. So onion juice does that. The second thing that onion does, it also adds a twist to the caramelization. Because you know, we love the caramelized onions. Onions have a sugar content, and while cooking together with the meat has its what reaction? Maillard reaction, which is the browning and increased taste, and the caramelized onions are gonna have the caramelization taste. Those are the two best tastes that we get usually when we get cooking. So we combine them together and we cook them slowly. First, we put the meat. The meat gets browned a bit, actually grayish, from red to grayish. When we make sure the meat is getting gray, and it will give out a little bit of water. When that water is secreted in a way, and then it starts to pull together after a while, which is like 2-3 minutes on the pan, that's the time when you should add your onions. Yes.
I will
You can-
cook them first.
No. You can grate your onions, you can chop them. I like chopping because the grating one rottens the meat more, but at the later on the caramelization process isn't as beautiful as the knife chopped ones. So I love the knife chopped ones, and plus while cooking together, first we see a lot of onions, lots of whiteness. Then we see lots of light whiteness. Then the onions will disappear. We're gonna cook as much as the onions will disappear. Salting. We put the salt 3 times. First, when the onions get in, then we put some more salt when onions starts to disappear in the middle, and we put some salt in the end. This is the optimum putting salt to the ground meat because the salt will increase the taste of the meat, increase the secretion of the water if the water has to get evaporated. And third, the last salt is for the salty taste. So this way actually we put the minimum salt that we can put, get the taste of the salt and get the taste of the whole thing. If you put it in the last minute, you're gonna need less salt, but the food is not gonna be tasty. If you just put all the salt at the beginning, you're gonna have a great tasting food, but the saltiness will not be enough. Interesting. Then at the end you need to add some more salt to get the balance, but this way, the optimum salt. Okay. Our Amazon shop is closing down. I think the knives are almost out and we have the tea glasses left. So if you're somewhere from America and you want to have these beautiful tea glasses in one day, that's your last chance. We're gonna close the shop, so bear in mind. Finally, we add the black pepper and then some nutmeg if you like. I'm a big nutmeg fan. I think Burak's family is also in Diyarbakir. They also put nutmeg to the ground meat and we love it so much. If we are gonna refrigerate some and put it into the fridge to use later on, I don't add parsley. But if I'm going to use it immediately, I add a bit of parsley and it gives also a freshness and a contrast. And it also cleans the mouth. So the next time you get a spoon of ground meat, the parsley cleans your mouth and you're ready for the next one. And it's amazing. Just ground meat like this can work as I said, shawarma, döner, gyro. Put it in pita bread and some tomatoes, some more parsley and eat it and it's amazing. Or you can use it as Iskandar. I have this very beautiful recipe I love. I call it cauliflower Iskandar. Fry the cauliflowers for 5 minutes, add some garlic yogurt and then some tomato paste with a bit of butter and put it on, then put the mincemeat. Voila.
That used to be my favorite.
Yeah, when Bahar was eating meat, that was great. Also, I do the same recipe for Bahar with mushrooms.
Yes.
So ground beef, you can also make it with mushrooms. Same process all the way. We start first with the mushrooms, then add the onions and continue and continue. Last minute, nutmeg is really important. Black pepper is really important. If the person who's eating is not vegan, add a bit of butter because it doesn't have the animal fat. It needs some olive oil and some butter. And then you're gonna have a great ground mushroom and it's very, very tasty. So what are the other recipes that we can make? We can make perfect pides. Also, we can make the pides from just lavash, a bit of lavash, some cheese, put it in the oven for a while and then put some mincemeat on top. Again, put it again and it's gonna be amazing. Many böreks, cold börek, tava böreği. In all the böreks, you can use the ground meat. One of the böreks is we have this su böreği, we call it water börek. We do it from the lasagna sheets. We have it on the channel. After the video, it became a world tradition to make this su böreği from the lasagna sheets. I think we made it, but no one usually gives the credit. So please guys, you give us the credit. If you like our videos, please like, subscribe, and share our channel with the loved ones. Because we're kind of like now an old channel, the YouTube don't show it to many people. So your support is essential. Nowadays, we truly, truly need it. So thank you. Moving on. Okay, we have a lot of böreks. And also I love using the mincemeat with eggs. And we have those mincemeat egg recipes. Also some with potatoes. We fry some potatoes and add the last with the mincemeat and maybe some greens. Yesterday I fried some potatoes on the pan with a bit of asparagus and some onions. It was so nice. It's great with minced meat as well. So you can use it in many different recipes.
I would use it with pasta.
Of course. For the lasagna, add passata and then it becomes lasagna sauce, or bolognese. Put some minced meat, some cheese, maybe some greens, and put it in the oven for a while and take it out, and it's gonna be amazing. All the things that can be possible when you get a really nice browned ground meat. I hope you like the tips. Yes.
You can make sloppy joe.
Yes, sloppy joe too. It's quite easy. You can make great burgers. As I said, like every time you use it as like a döner, you get that taste of döner from this. And trust me, I have been making this ground beef for I think over now 30 years. It's one of the best in the world. I can easily say that now. So please follow the tips and make the recipe, and then you're gonna really love it. Take great care. Enjoy.